be up to the challenge again. Yeah? And you can see from my slide, the first one, it's already upside down. So you need to, yeah, to turn your head, if you would, 180 degrees to be able to read, if you would. So why it is turn around? What does it mean? Right? Are you all familiar with the turnaround in business? Yeah? What do we mean by that? Make it worse, make it better, do something about it, whatever comes to your mind. Please stick around. What I need to have from you, please, your eyes, your ears, your heart, your soul. You have to be with me, right? I promise you, if you feel good about the program, it's not only me, but the rest of the speakers will be in a good shape. That, they are people who are ready to accept what they're saying. And that is what the main reason being here altogether, is to get the best practices, the lesson learned and shared. And we guys are already live through the media to about 15 countries now at the moment. We have viewers seeing us, listening to us. So thanks to the media, it's taken us that much far nowadays. I'll start with a small introduction about the turnaround and the project management, if you would, in general. What if scenario here? What if scenario? All right, this is a question for you now. What would you do? What would you do if you were put in such a situation? You woke up in the morning, you go to the work, or this a new job assignment, and they tell you, see, listen, our project is in a serious trouble, having overrun of the budget, deliverables are not met, and the previous project manager was fired, terminated. He wasn't doing good. The team morale is so low, and the sponsors are hopping mad, and management is fuming. Heat is being generated. Very serious situation of the company. You, and it is only you, could rescue the situation because certain competencies, skills, you've been brought and to turn the project around, right? So you've been brought to make something good. What would you do? What would you do first? I need an engagement. Yeah, quickly. What would you do?
I would start with what Dr. Muhammad was saying, stakeholder analysis and management.
Okay. Stakeholders, very good. An answer, I need to get you engaged here. Dr. Tariq, what would you do? You wake up, you go to your office or a new company, and they see you have to turn around things, make things upside down, quick. It is. I like that. Yeah, he's turning around himself. Any challenge here? I need one more, please, Doctor. All right, so let me see what I've done personally, what I would do. First, I will ask big why. Why? And I'll ask myself, I have my own checklist. Was it because insufficient commitment from the project sponsors? It could be, yes or no. Second, unclear requirements and the scope. Third, was it because inexperienced team members? Fourth, was it a poor planning? Fifth, lack of formal project management process. And cultural issues, very diversified workplace, or unclear roles and goals of the project manager, right? Inadequate communication. I will have to put a tick, right, first of all. Then, what's my second move is going to be? Do a quick damage assessment report. Quick one. You've been brought, you don't know what's happening, but you are the one, people looking at you. You are the angel to rescue the situation, right? So you have to do that. What does it mean to go for a quick damage report? It's about a very initial view of the situation. And you need to answer three things. What happened exactly when you came in? And what has been damaged? What damage is created, right? And the potential for it, if it's continued the way how it is continuing now. So just answer this three. And this is the three quick overview and the damage report. And you give it to your superior, the one who has the ownership of the project. You have to do this, right? Next, what do you do next? This is what I do. Make sure and communicate to them that time is so precious and you need little time to get familiarize yourself with the project team and the project itself. So don't tell them that you know, I have to go for a big bang from the day one I took over. You need time, you need little time. And you are the only person to tell how much time you need to get familiar with the disaster, with the project. Yet, there's a challenge here. You being you being the most experienced person, you being the one brought to rescue the situation. If it's a small scale project, what would you do? Just a small scale, it's not a mega, it's not mid-size. Smaller project. Get in the detail right away, okay? Any challenge here? Because I need to engage you to make sure that you still wake up for the rest of the day. No engagement, no food. Karen, would you please cancel the next coffee break? Right? It's an order. All right. Small scale project. You go for something called extreme project management. Has anyone here ever heard about extreme project management? Anyone here? Hands up, freeze. I'm gonna shoot you. Don't worry. Hands up, please. Have you ever heard? It is a term used by the practitioners. There is something in management called extreme project management. I'm really happy that none of you almost has raised your hand up. It means that this is a new knowledge that you need to acquire. All right, can you agree? This is what do we mean by the extreme project management. You don't have a formal A, B, C, D, E, F, G sequence, right? You don't look at the phases of the project. No, I am the initiation. No, you have to do things very quick, and it depends on the situation. You build the right person for the right moment for the right task, and you build the right budget. So you do it quick. So there's no organized way of doing it. So the execution plan is different than the normal execution plan of the normal project. But remember, this is for a small scale project. Don't try to do it for the big one because you're a failure right from the beginning. So there is no fix. If it's a big project, you need to go for the big bang, but for the big project. How is the big bang is created? The big bang, first of all, you have to get your hands on physical documentation of the project. You need to ask the chief accountant. You ask the previous project manager. See the progress meetings used to be held, if they were, and try to read them out. What deliverables they were aiming to hit and to reach. The second, you please hold a very serious individual meetings, one-to-one meetings with the people. Don't get them all together under one umbrella. You're gonna fail. Bring them separately for a cup of coffee in your office or somewhere in the organization or outside, if you feel so, and try to challenge their thoughts. Why the project failed? Why you think the project was overrun on the budget and on the time? Try to challenge their thoughts. Sorry? Where someone is? Okay, no problem. Okay, right. So whatsoever the reason might be, just please note it down, right? Third thing once you own their hearts and their minds, once you were able to reprogram their thinking, and they have the trust in you and the love in you, and that you are the one could lead them. Once you reach that point, you're a great motivator, then they will tell you, ask us anything you would love to hear about this project. So they will be the one coming. People are very social, they like to help. But if you know how to touch the human side of it. Ask them why the project is out of control, again in a peaceful mind. What should be done to get it back? And how can the person with whom you're interacting can help to rescue the project? So give him level of comfort. Tell him you are a team member. You are adding value to the project. So I'm expecting you to give me some reason how to rescue the project, right? And then such meetings will lead you to something called the root causes of the project failure, why the project failed. So what was the real root causes? And that will really help you out to define your future forward. There's a watch point here. Please don't get so excited about yourself. You go to the sponsor, says, listen, I requested 3 months, but I think in the first month, I'm able to identify the root causes. I had great meetings with the team members. I know what the constraint on the budget and the time. I know the deliverables. And this project is a piece of cake to me. I've done it a couple of times earlier. So I need to jump around. Don't do this. Don't get so excited, please. Each project, each department, they have their own culture. So don't rush to judgment. Take it easy and be excited. Be up to the challenge, but don't beat the challenge right away. You have to have a plan. Now, part two, my introduction. This is a real story of mine. When I took over as a chairman of SIWA back on 22nd of April 2014 by His Highness, and I'm reporting direct to him, I was requested to give a quick damage assessment. And on the project, I came up with those quick 6 things why the project were not doing very well back on a big organization like SIWA. And the first was lack of visibility. Second, insufficient resources from the funding and the personnel, the human side. The third was the communication gap, by all means. Fourth, unclear project objectives and overrun of schedule and cost. Sixth, project creeping or scope creep, which they keep adding features and functionality to the project without looking at the end result, the time and the cost and the quality. So that is one of the top reason, if you would, for project failure. So what was the move next? That was my story. I have to answer those 6 whys and 1 H, how, when, where, when, and that was the time but I came up with one of the principles of mine is the smile. So I have to keep the smile on my face, even during tough time. And that is one of the first principles I've put for the organization, to rescue not only the project management side, but the whole organization was close to a death, close to a failure. And I put 15 principles, and one of them on top of the list is the smile. So with my smile and putting the questions on the board, and with what U.S. Army has done, for example, back in 2008, 2009, it's when they spoke about the crisis and the difficulties. Even the armies were faced to cut budgets. But if you cut budgets, then someone else come and will beat you to death. Right, so what the U.S. Army came up with a new term called FIST, which is make project fast, inexpensive, simple, and tiny. I won't give so much out of it, but this is one of the tools I used. And it is a good tool for those of you who are interested to do. It is researchable. You can just put FIST, U.S. Army, and it will come to you. Some good white papers and research papers were written on this. Such a lovely thing. It's a newly born term. It's only 2008, 2009 was born, but up to this moment they're using it and has been adopted by big companies. It has become open for all to be to capitalize on it, if you would, and the knowledge. Second, whenever I run an organization or a project, this is my success element. This is my success element. This is the secret. For those of you who want the secret of mine, this is one of my secrets. And I've written it in my Leadership Secrets, a book I have written about 10 years back. If you want to succeed in any management principles, whether project, human, financial, you have to put this slide in front of your eyes every single morning. And you put your organizational goal, where are you heading to, what are you trying to do, and then you surround yourself with 4 things, 4 elements, or 4 principles of management. First is about leading, controlling, planning, organizing. But leading what, controlling what, planning what, organizing what? There are again 4. Remember this, 4, 4, 4. This is the 4 things that you need to do. You need the information resources, the human resources, the physical resources, machineries and stuff you have, and the financial resources. So if you want to be a successful, make sure that this is stick somewhere with its colorful thing on the front of your teams, right, in the morning, and they wake up and say, okay, this is the information resource we have, this is the financial we have, just like your KPIs, and that is your movement. So having FIST plus the elements of management, right, will lead us to create something called build to last. So you heard about the term build to last in the organization? Build to last? Yeah? A couple of people only here. No, build to last is a theme now in the management. They see how big organization, The branded one like Marlboro, Coca-Cola, Apple, and those big boys, how they built their business to last. Anyway, if you are planning to build a business to last, you know what should you have first thing? A business model. If you don't have your own business model, you cannot have something built to last in somebody else's model. You're a failure. So you have to create your model, and you call it a business model, if you want to build something to last for generations, years to come. Are you ready to do something? Are you ready to leave your legacy, your company, maybe for the second generation, for your kids, right? I've seen one of the good company here, Scan and Patel. There they have their next generation. The sons are taking over now, right? And they're transferring the knowledge they have acquired over the last 40 years to the new generation, the sons, and they're leading the organizations. So this is what we call indirectly built to last business. And my hope is the next generation will pass it to the next. So in 40 years, inshallah, as we say, it's going to be a 100 years old celebration. So don't forget Mr. Patel to invite us after 100 years. My name is there, I'm on the top, right?